Let's get to it. I do hope you're doing well. And then I have got quite a bit of work ahead of me today. I do have to come and finish up this reactor though first, because the thing is 300 megawatts. I think that should be just enough in order to keep me going. I've been seeing a little bit of an issue there with my power. It only shows around 4 hours of time left. Okay, this is completely incorrect. Just get the right block there. There we go. And I'm gonna have to expand it out a little bit further. Interesting. I never noticed this, but luckily I see it now, so I can quickly come and fix this up. Just a little bit more difficult to try and get that block there, because I think my cursor is still off regardless whether the HUD is on or off. Come on, where's that little point there? Can't be that difficult to find it. You know what, I'm not going to be messing around with it too much. See if we can get it from over this side. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Come on, just let me weld it. Thank you. So, done and dusted. Nothing else to do over this side. The station is still basically the same, except for that I did come and change up this little corner here by the safe zone. And don't mind the clanging, I've got no idea where it is. It's as annoying as hell here. But I just don't know where it is. So hopefully the trash cleanup will take care of it later on when I go to complete my contract. Which we do have gravity components for 7 mil and uranium for 14 mil. And I think my uranium is getting a bit low. Let me just come and take a look. Last time I checked, I think it was around 600 and we used to have 1,000. So 650. But we are looking way better on the reactors though. So total output is 592 megawatt. And we got 450 for our reactors, but batteries are definitely running much lower. Interesting. So I'm wondering, is it because of the batteries that are charging that's causing the total output to be so high? Because I do see it is dropping ever so slightly now and then. Interesting. Hopefully that's not going to cause an issue, and I do need a bunch more nickel, so hopefully that guy is still doing his work. Nonetheless, I want to come and take a look here at the ship. This is going to be the main objective today. I've got no idea where the clanging is. Let's come and take a look. Okay, so at the front part of the ship, I am planning on adding a medical room over this side. And then I think over towards the sides, I've been starting to plan out little cells over here that's going to go towards the back. We'll be adding some sideways thrust and then also forwards and backwards thrusters inside here. And I think we'll add some Gatling guns on top and below, because this is going to be extended outwards a little bit. I'll have to come and clean it up with the driller. But for the moment, I don't think it should be an issue. No, wait a minute. I don't need a light armor block. This all needs to be in heavy armor. So let's bring it backwards first. And take a look, how far does it need to go. I think over here is where I wanted to stop it.
Energy low.
So, need some energy. Oh, but let me go and grab it from the medical room. It should be safe enough that if any reverse or anything shows up, we won't have any problems. None whatsoever. My fancy little medical room. Oh, this is so much nicer than the normal one. But regardless, got a lot of work to do. In a life, that clanging sounds a lot harder when we start getting towards the weapons here, so I think it's somewhere inside. Yeah, I think it's somewhere in these blocks. Interesting. Well, nonetheless, I don't want to be mucking about with that too much, so let's take a look here. I'm going to need the heavy armor blocks again. So then if I bring it around this side, we're going to have to bring the corner and then bring the slopes over this side. It's going to be really interesting to design my own ship. I'm really trying to put some effort into it. Just something that's extremely difficult. It's not easy at all, especially to make it look good. Where's that other block that I'm looking for? I think it's this one. Interesting. So I'm trying to think on what I can do here in order to make the slope look decent. I think that might actually work. We just leave it like that and come and close off the top side. And then we'll go and add the lower section in as well. I'll go and do the other side off camera. Just want to do one side where you guys can see what I do plan and how I want to do things, and then you can always just go and get the other side done and weld it up. Let me just come and grab some more steel plates. This is going to be a common theme today. We are going to be needing quite a few things, and to weld this up is going to take quite a bit of time. It's gonna be quite interesting getting this done. Oh my goodness. But it's going to be worth it. This is gonna be my own ship, and until Space Engineers 2 finally gets a survival gameplay, then we can start doing that as well. Because I have taken a look at the game, it's just I don't want to do anything until we can actually go and do something. Because just creative mode is not something that I like at all. I do like the survival aspect and having some enemies around that might come and mess around with your plans though. So I think let's bring this one out like this. I will go and grab Copycat in order to do some of the welding here. I just have to be really careful that this has to be correct. I think that should be fine. Then we do have to bring out this other section here, and I do want to make it long enough that everything should be connected regardless of where they might shoot through the ship, and have all of the conveyor sections in the middle to be protected, because that's also going to be something extremely important. So this is going to be once again the smaller corner, and then it should be a slope facing this side. Okay, perfect. So we nearly got this done. And that's going to be the first set of the wings. Then we just have to figure out where do we want to add the conveyors. And from the conveyors we can add the weapons, also the thruster placement. And I do want to mix it in between with iron and hydrogen. I'm just going to break this down. That's incorrect there. Oh, come on, please don't let the whole thing drop down. That would be the worst thing ever. But I don't think that will happen, not with the way that it's connected for the moment. Oh, that's incorrect. I'll come and cut it off in just a moment. Yeah, this is gonna be quite a large ship by the looks of it, and I was expecting it to be much lower than, or smaller than this, not lower. Let's see if we can add you. I think over that side should be okay. Then we can do this, and that should tie up with the slope at the top. Yeah, I think this can work. Have an extra bit of armor there in order to protect the inside of the ship. Yeah, we can add a lot of thrust to this thing, so we can make it to be quite nimble. It all depends on how many more gyros I need to add in there as well, because that's also going to be something that's very interesting. So I do want to take a look first at the Gatling guns. Let me get some of them placed down here. So what is this going to be? Gatling turret, right? So we got 1, 2. See if we can get another one. Yeah, this should be fine. I think we can get a total of 6 down then. So 6 on top and 6 below. along with all of the artillery weapons, and we still got the backside of the ship to do. We still have to add a breach extension there, so still quite a few more things to do. So let me just figure out where do I want to add all of the conveyors, and then we'll take a look. I'm actually starting to wonder if it's not the safe zone shield that I've got running here that's trying to push that components that's laying in the ground there to push it out of the shield, because I think that's what's happening that's causing it to clang that much, because in gravity it shouldn't be that much of a problem. But nonetheless, I do want to come and quickly get some hydrogen and energy, and then let's go and take a look at the thruster placement quickly, because it's going to be quite interesting. I've taken a look here at getting two of the larger sci-fi thrusters, not reactors, sci-fi thrusters over here. And then I'm wondering, what should I do in order to get the hydrogen thrusters down? Should I go for the large ones, or should I just go for smaller ones? Come on, give me my... Yeah, the ion thrusters really look good, but I'm trying to figure out now... Oh, wait a minute, it's at number 8. It's not gonna flip over by itself. See, the thing is, I do want to keep the thrusters hidden in here. And this is going out up until this point. I can't really move this further back, because the thing is, at the end of the day, I moved the weapons already. I did extend this out by one more block so that I could add another Gatling gun. So that's going to be a total of 4 on each side. That's going to be 8. That's going to be a total of 16 Gatling guns on top and below there. And that's not even counting the back section. So we are going to need a crazy amount of ammo. But if this ship is going to work out the way that I want it to, still gonna taper down this side with a medical room and a couple of thrusters. That's why I'm not too concerned about adding too many of the larger ones. But the thing is, with the way this is working out, it's one block too far, and I don't want to be bringing down the entire thing or extending it out even further, because on top it's matching. It's one block away from the slope and then one block before it slopes down once again. So this is going to be interesting though to get this done. I think let's add a couple of these. I'm just going to use normal conveyors where the thrusters are going to be placed, just because there's no point in trying to struggle with T-junctions and stuff like that in order to try and get the thrusters to work. Plus the thing is, hydrogen thrusters are definitely a lot stronger than ion. So then I think doing something like this should be good. We can add the hydrogen all over where we can't fit in any more ion. And then when we get to space, we can turn off the hydrogen thruster. So we're going to have a row of hydrogen and then the 2 large ion thrusters. I think that can work. We don't need any lifting thrust. Sideways thrust is going to be the interesting part. I can only add hydrogen on top of the sections where this has to be connected to. I'm gonna have to break this down. I want them to come out a little bit further than that though. So let's add one in front of each of the weapon connections. Okay, there's one already over the side. Then we can go with hydrogen spread out like this. I'm wondering, maybe if we add them in sets of 2. Because the thing is, the ion thruster is just got a lot more length, so I think what we can do is add 1 ion in between each of the double connection for the hydrogen. We'll add 1 over there, and then the first and the last one should be an ion thruster. But then it's not gonna match the inside over here unless we do something with this block. I'm not sure. What can we place in there? Interesting. I wonder if we slope it over this way, then we just do the same thing below. But we can't do it below because of that. Interesting, I can only see when the steel plates are going to be welded up, what the real shape of the ship is going to look like, and then take it from there. But I think that should be good. That's going to be more than enough hydrogen thrusters as well as ion thrusters to keep us going when we're in space. Got the Gatling guns. I've got a lot of welding to do. But nonetheless, it should be okay. So over here... Oh man, this is going to be a bit different. We can't really add the hydrogen thrusters over here, neither the ion. Oh, this is interesting. But the thing is, do I really need to add that many thrusters? Because if we can just close this off like that, it should be okay. And then the thing is, do I want to add two of the larger thrusters here? Oh, wait a minute, I can't do this. Yeah, this can't be done like this. Because the thing is, if I come and take a look at the armor blocks, I missed something over here. It's going to be... Where's my slow block? Let me just come and grab it. Flip it over this side and then bring it over here. Damn, I completely missed this. So we can break that down. Re-add the other light armor block right over this side. If I can just get the correct one. There we go, much better. So then even this lower section has to come out. It would have been nice to add that many thrusters, but thinking about it, yeah, this is just going to make way more sense doing it this side. Or doing it this way though. Because I need to add a lot more armor blocks in order to ensure that they're not just going to shoot everything out the first time they're aiming towards the ship. If I could just get this thing flipped correct. There we go, much better. Yeah, I think this is the look that I was going for at the front side. Yeah, that definitely is the case. So now I'm wondering, what are we gonna do? That's gonna be an ion thruster. Just add a solid block over there and then do exactly the same thing down here to keep it basically symmetrical. That's gonna be a light armor, needs to be removed. Oh man, this is quite interesting working on the ship like this, and I'm quite sure it's making the time go like crazy. So then, how do I want to do this? We got hydrogen thrusters. Trying to think whether I should cut down the inner two and change these ones over to ion. When we're in space, we don't really need that many thrusters. It's only to help us along for in case the hydrogen is emptied out. So we'll have two hydrogen on each side with ion on the inside, and then we'll have one ion in between each of the double section for our hydrogen thrusters. I think that should be good. Really do think that should be fine. And then come to think of it, I should... Oh my goodness, fuel is low. I might have actually put the thrusters a little bit inset there in order to prevent them from taking damage. Well, that's something that I can definitely change later on. It's not gonna... Where am I going? It's not gonna be that much of a problem since we can just cut down the conveyor and move it back by one. And yeah, now this damage screen is going to show quite a few things. Still got a bunch of cobalt, 111,000 to refine through. Still looking fine on everything except with the uranium. That has dropped down by 100 already. That is insane. I'm gonna have to take a look at my power usage here. Something is up with that, because look at my batteries as well. It's really dropping down very low. Interesting. I'm gonna have to get that sorted out. That is a massive problem, and one we really don't need. A lot of clan going crazy there. Okay, so then let's come and see if we can get the front side sorted out then. Being as we got all of the thrusters, you know what, let me just add a straight section like this. Now, which way did we do it? Yeah, at the very front, it's supposed to be a solid block. I can just get the heavy armor, get that in place there. And then let me just go and make sure you're at the back. So it's going to be 2 hydrogen, 2 ion, 2 hydrogen. Okay, let's come and get them in place here. So 2 hydrogen, 2 ion, and then once again 2 hydrogen. So we do need another conveyor over this side. Like I said, I can always move them backwards depending on if the ship takes any damage like that and if things don't work out. But regardless of that, I think we should be okay for now. Main point is just getting my very first ship built and tested out to just take a look at how it is going to work out for me. And whether it would be a viable option to use in the future or not. That is going to be the only thing with this. So then we go again with 2 hydrogen, and then remove the middle. What the hell? Yeah, I think it's the shield. Where the hell did that go now? Oh, that was insane the moment that it cut loose. Holy bugger, that was insane. You know what, let me just get a heavy armor block down there for now. Because, oh boy, that was nuts. I've got no idea where it's trying to push that components to. So where the hell is it? Because now I'm going to have a lot of clanging noise. I'm going to have to maybe get the shield turned off and then go and take a look at where the heck it is, because I don't see it anywhere. But you can definitely hear it clanging around, which is quite a bit of a problem and also quite annoying. But nonetheless, why are we having such a lag spike? What is loading in? I don't really see anything. It might be the clang issue as well. Did I push it underground, or what the heck is going on with it? Oh, that is so freaking annoying. So sorry for that. I do apologize for the clang. No, wait a minute. I added a thrusty in there. So how was I able to get that done? Just flip this one over. So that is going to be 1 ion. And it's going to be 2 hydrogen if I remember correctly now. Then another 1 ion and another 2 for the hydrogen, right? I completely screwed this one up. Should be over there. And that one is just 1. Interesting layout, interesting. I'm gonna have to keep in mind the way that it's gonna be at the other side. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult to get them all placed down, but nonetheless I will get that done and get everything welded up again before the next episode. So quite a bit more work to do, but we are starting to get there. The ship is looking nice. I just want to try and sort out this massive clank problem, because that is going to be a massive pain. So we got a lot of thrusters. We got weapons up top. We're just going to mirror it on the underside. And then we'll take a look at how this is going to end up being designed. hopefully we can add a tail section that can fit through over around this side. I might extend it out a little bit more over here in order to get the wingtip to leave me with enough gap in order to get Copycat and Little Bugger if I use him in space in order to get in and out from there. But nonetheless, I do think this is gonna be it for now. I'm gonna copy this over to the other side and then focus on getting everything welded up. I should have enough metal grits. Might have to go and collect some more iron and nickel in order to ensure that I have enough in order to craft everything up. So I do hope you enjoyed and that I see you in the next episode. Then we'll do this medical room and the front section of the ship. Then we'll be left with just the reach area, the wingtips at the back, and the lower side of the ship. I do hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. Alpha Blaze Gamer out.